Oh, you could start it again. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Park Rovers Live. And tonight, I am joined by not one, not two. We got three people. And so we've got Dustin, as always.
Hello.
We've got his son, Colton.
Hi.
And we have Micah back.
Hello.
Back with Park Rovers. And tonight, we are talking Hersheypark again, and I am really excited about this. I just watched Dustin and Colt's vlog, and Dustin's got a special drink.
Yes.
Yeah, he got all three of them.
All three.
Throwing my lushness out right off the gate. I love kids.
Well, which one was the best out of the three? Was it still the Fireball one?
Yeah, we will get there, but yes.
Oh, okay. I don't want to spoil it.
I have many questions about that particular drink, but if we will get
you
there,
go right ahead. Yes, it's in the setup.
Video.
So yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, Dustin, I think tonight is your show, so I'm going to let you and Colt kick it off here.
Perfect. Okay. So, Dark Nights was Hersheypark's first scary event.
It was.
Yes. So they've done Hersheypark in the dark for as long as we've been going. I'm sure probably, Micah, you could hop in close to 20 years at this point, most likely.
Yeah.
But that's always, and they've always touted it as the family-friendly event. You know, like Dorney had the scares, and Kennywood had the scares, and Knoebels even had more of a scary atmosphere. And Hersheypark has always been like, we're the place that you can bring the family, and it's not going to be a bad time. And this year they said, screw that. And we're giving you 4 haunted houses and 3 scare zones and all the food and all the drinks. And we're going to make it. I mean, we're going to make it as good as we can make it. And they made it pretty darn good. I'll go with
there
that.
were still a few kids that I saw.
Oh yeah. Not everybody got the memo at like 10 o'clock. Yeah. There were still a lot of families in the park.
Yeah. They were just riding rides, having a good time.
Yes. So we've got the map up here. As you can see, they really did try to limit all of the scary stuff to 3 different areas. You have down by the Hollow and the Creature Chaos haunted house. And then you have back by Trailblazer and the Valley of Fear with the Haunted Coal Mine house. And then over in the Midway of Misery, I remembered it this time.
Yay, good job.
The Midway of Misery, which is back past where Wildcat used to be, and over by the Whip and Laugh Track, there are 2 haunted houses back there. There's the Descent and Twisted Darkness. So we're going to talk about all 4 of those houses, and we're going to talk about the 3 scare zones and everything else that we did while we were at Hersheypark Dark Nights.
I really like the scare meter at the top of that.
Oh yeah, no, like So they didn't have any maps printed, which COVID, whatever. I can't, whatever.
So we had to use the phone and stuff.
But even on the app, like that scare meter wasn't there, and I really think that
there was a scare meter.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, Colt did his homework for this. And I would say that it's accurate. The scare zones definitely weren't as scary as the haunted houses. Mm-hmm. And even there, the scare zone level is accurate, I would say.
And then, one thing I was going to ask about before we go forward, I don't know if you had this in your notes, but like ticket prices for this event, this is an add-on?
So yes, it is an add-on. You still need Hersheypark admission to get in, so season pass or buy a ticket or whatever. And then similar to Six Flags, the scare zones are free. You can walk through those, at any time. But to get in line for the houses, it wasn't upcharged. Yeah.
So essentially, when you buy your Dark Nights add-on ticket, you are basically buying the admission to the 4 haunted houses, and that's pretty much it.
Yes, and you can go in those houses as many times as you want that night. You most likely, if lines were anything like they were on our night, you could do each of them once and probably another couple more. I don't think you'd be able to get through all of them twice.
Yeah,
Unless
I was gonna ask about that too.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a Saturday. You were there. What were the crowd levels like? What were lines like?
So it was like 45 to 90, I would say.
We never waited 90, but there were definitely 90-minute waits.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing I want to add that because we're talking about lines, they let you go into the lines early, so you don't have to wait that long in line.
Yep. So houses opened at 6. We were able to grab a couple drinks and hop in line for the descent at what, like 5:15 was it?
I think it was 5:25.
Okay, yeah. But then we were third or fourth in that line. So yeah, we waited 40 minutes, but we were then in and done.
It was better than actually waiting in a line because we had to wait those extra 40 minutes plus whatever the time of the line was.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So great questions. I just love seeing the park all dressed up for fall. Like you don't always get this view, and you don't always get this view for that long because usually it's dark. And they're only open weekends. So to actually get to enjoy like the fall colors and the fall foliage, and all of the decorations and stuff that they had out in the daylight, I thought was nice. Did you say they decorated well for just Halloween, Colt?
Yes, they did really good. Even in like the tree village, they did good decorations.
Oh my God, it's like you knew where I was going next. So this is something that Hersheypark has done forever. Is they have a trick or treat trail or a treatville, or it's called both things, because the trick or treat trail starts at Chocolate World, and there's 3 stations there.
Yeah, 3.
Yes? Okay, there's 3 stations.
2 by the food court and like 1 by the entrance.
And then inside of the park, they used to have the trick or treat trail going through like the Fahrenheit catering area, but they've moved it to the boardwalk, which I think is a great use of space because now you can actually like use the Fahrenheit catering for catering if they wanted to, because you've got this empty water park sitting there, past Labor Day.
That's not open.
And
I think they moved it to the boardwalk last year because I took my kids there and we went through one side of the boardwalk right there at Fahrenheit and came out all the way around the backside.
Yes. They moved it either last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly what. But
it's a great use of that space. I mean, it's empty, so
yeah. And they've switched the direction this year because you used to like enter by Fahrenheit and end up by like that Chicky and Pete's down there. Now you enter by the Chicky and Pete's.
Okay.
And the Dispatch Pizza over by East Coast Waterworks, and you work your way back towards the Cabanas over by Fahrenheit and the Howler.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
after the Treatville, I got a s'more.
Because you weren't sugared up enough.
Yes. I did not eat any of my candy that day, except for when I was waiting for you to get the Dark Nights thing. That was the only time I ate chocolate at the park. Okay.
And your s'more. No, but the candy was good. Like they had mostly fun size stuff, but they had Reese's and Hershey's and they had these peanut butter ghosts that are white chocolate with the Reese's peanut butter in the middle. Those were good. Yeah. I've become a peanut butter fan all of a sudden. So
yeah,
I feel like they should give out like the full size bars because they.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think if it was an upcharge, they could get away with that. But since it's not, they're like, no, we probably.
When you control the supply chain for the chocolate, I feel like.
I mean, like they need like half size bars. That needs to be something that they need to put into production.
Something that is like in the fun size to the like regular size, just right in the middle.
Like
more
a
fun.
Colt size.
A
Like
more
Colt
fun
size.
bar.
Yeah,
The more fun bar. Good.
more
God.
fun
Wait,
size.
Could I just get Photoshop for a second?
Nope.
I wanted
Moving
to
along. So while we were waiting in line for the descent, you're
we-
in that area right by where Wildcat used to be. And I don't know why this is not being talked about, but there is definitely track missing from Wildcat.
Yes.
Like if you look over here, there
I've
is
seen online. There were some pictures of skids of new track, and it was like I-beam shape. If that gives you any hint to where they're maybe heading.
I don't think it's a secret anymore that this is
No,
getting
it's not.
the RMC treatment. I would just like to know what the RMC treatment is. I really thought it was going to be for next year, and I'm becoming less and less confident on that every passing second. I thought with them closing at the end of July, and then I thought that the RMC team that's working in Georgia right now on Air Force One would just, work their way up, but that coaster's still not done yet. So I don't know if that has pushed everything back. Because they only have one team. Like they install one coaster at a time, and they don't subcontract really much of anything out.
Yeah, and Air Force definitely won't be ready until next year.
Until next year.
I mean, they're not going to open it in the off season in Georgia. I mean, if they do, I'll be down there.
I was going to
say.
My dad might be down there.
I would love to. That ride's looking.
Meet me at the Atlanta airport. We got one question from Project Max. Who's going to the NC State? That's me. I'll be going to the NC State Fair. It's looking like rain on Thursday. I was thinking about going Thursday afternoon and taking the half day off from work, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the weather is like, but I'm definitely trying to get there the end of this week. We'll move back to Hersheypark now.
No, I'm loving your fair videos. While we're there for a second, I am not a big fair guy because I like things being permanent, but the ones you go to seem to do a pretty good job. So
I mean, a lot of local fairs here. Yeah, Colt.
Yeah,
that reminds me of a fair when I was in Michigan that had elephant ears, and I just loved those so much.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
a mainstay.
Elephant ears because they don't really have those out here. It's all funnel.
Oh, I try to avoid some of the sweets, but I have to do like the crazy ones.
Funnel cake is more about texture other than the elephant ear.
I agree. I'm an elephant ear guy.
That's what they call you, elephant ear.
I'm just a fried dough kind of guy. So whatever it is,
you just like all that stuff. All right. So, Hersheypark
the drinks.
I was gonna say, here we go. We're at the drink part. Hersheypark had 3 signature cocktails. We'll call them those. They were very much in the pre-mixed. I'm sure it's 2 bottles of this, and poured out of a tap. But all 3 were really, really tasty. I will first off say that.
And the last 2, that's when I had to wait in to eat my chocolate.
Yeah, you ate your chocolate and life was fine.
Yeah.
we all had a good time. The blue one and the green one, forgive me on the names. It's a green apple something and a blue raspberry something.
I think it was like Blue Beast something.
Blue Beast. It was Blue Beast. Yes. I wanted to say Blue Bayou, but I knew that was very not right. That was very Pirates of the Caribbean. So, whoever is taste testing these and figuring out the formulas, they have figured out how to make Jolly Ranchers drinkable and alcoholic, because the blue one tastes like the blue raspberry Jolly Rancher. The green one tastes like the green apple Jolly Rancher. I had a watermelon martini at the Chocolatier over the summer that tasted like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Like they figured it out, and I'm here for it. I'm here for them all. Like, so good.
Are those reusable cups, or like was that?
Yes.
I assume they're plastic.
So
looks like he's reusing it right now.
I got 3. I have 3 of these cups. Like I got one for
different
each
colors,
of them.
or
Yeah, that's the question I had. Are they blue, green, and brown
the light-
or?
The
Oh,
light
that's the
changes
drink.
colors. The light changes
Okay.
colors.
All right.
Got
Great.
it.
He was disappointed when he found that out.
Yeah, there is a
Man, because
rainbow
in those
mode.
pictures, they really look like 3 different cups.
They do, and
Smart.
It is smart.
So in
the
watching your video too, I just noticed you drinking the green one, and it really strikes me as green apple pucker, which really tastes like green Jolly Rancher.
but it wasn't as sweet as that. Like, it didn't just sit there on your tongue and just like make you want to vomit after 2 shots worth. Because it finished nice and mellow. It really was good. It was a lot better than I expected it to be.
I'm just sitting here thirsting, and then I really wanted to ask about the. I know you said you're not a big fan of. I'm having a brain fart. What the cinnamon?
The Fireball.
Fireball, but
Yeah.
what's that one all about? That one looks exciting.
So that was honestly the best drink. I'll bury the lead right now. That was the best drink that I had. It was cranberry and Fireball. So whatever combination of cranberry and cinnamon and whiskey and whatever else they may have put into it, that was one that I could sit around a bonfire and drink all night and not even realize how drunk I'd be getting. That was a great drink. Easily the best one. Like, the other two are good. I would get them again. That Dark Nights Inferno is what they called it. I would get that again and again and again and again and again. Like, they need to figure out name it something else and put it in the park all the year. And that'd be good.
They should just call it Fireball, and that's all they need to call it, and people will just gobble it up.
You're right.
No, wait. No. I have a good idea for
What,
the name.
Cole? Oh God.
The Reese's. The Reese's something.
Oh no, but it doesn't have Screwball in it. If it had Screwball in it, then
Screwball Reese's.
no. If they theme that drink to something with whatever they theme Wildcat to, there you go. There's your marketing, Hershey.
The Wildcat Fireball.
The Wildcat Fire. Maybe that's what they'll call the coaster too.
Oh yeah.
True.
I'd be okay with that. Okay. Yeah. But no, the drinks were good. I mean, their theme park price is $15 for 16 ounces. So like, it wasn't insanely out of price. And they tasted really good. So
Yeah, I don't know. Busch Gardens Williamsburg has the same thing, like with the pre-mixed, and like, I don't know. I have something against cold drinks in the in the fall, but this looked like a warm day, so I guess it worked.
For the fall, it was the warm, like, it was high 60s, low 70s.
Yeah,
And then got cooler at night. But I mean, we're out there in t-shirts, and like, it wasn't uncomfortable. So.
all right.
Yeah.
Was this yesterday?
No, this
it
was
like a week ago.
2 weeks
it was
ago?
3 weeks ago, actually.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 3 weeks.
Yep. It was the second weekend of the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to say
Last
the
weekend we
24th.
were socked in, I'm sure you were too, to
Oh,
a
yeah.
6-day hurricane nor'easter party. It was
It
amazing.
just sat over us.
If it was yesterday, I'd be wearing my Dark Nights shirt, but I don't know where it is right now.
Already, you
Gotta go back.
you gotta keep up with it.
Oh,
he's
worn it
another
like-
one.
4
I've
times
worn
already.
4 times. So I think it's in the wash right now.
They did also have a large amount of like extra food, because we're all taking cues from like Horror Nights and Not So Scary Anymore, and we're just having like exclusive food. So the only thing that we got that was exclusive was the cake
The
pop.
eyeball.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'll let you speak to that, Colt, because that was what you got.
I didn't really like the cake pop. I just liked how it looked. It was chocolate. I don't really like chocolate, but I could see some other people liking it.
It was like dark, rich German chocolate with like
Yeah, I don't like dark chocolate.
with like heavy fondant around it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was tasty, but I
I
could
do
see
like-
where
I don't know.
I have no comment on the eyeball, but unless
that eyeball
Micah
looks
does.
tasty. Well,
Yeah.
you get too thick with the fondant, and it's
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a thick fondant.
I was gonna say I do like the needle or dropper that the fritter and the fries come with.
yeah,
The
that looks neat.
bloody syringe.
Oh,
But
syringe of
Yeah.
ketchup.
Oh, syringe. That's the word.
yeah, it was a syringe of cocktail sauce and a syringe of sriracha ketchup.
Does Halloween Horror Nights do that? I haven't seen.
I don't know if they do that.
know
I
if
know
I've
they
seen
do
that.
pizza fries, which is like a huge deal. And so Hershey stole that, and they did the Terror Tots, which are just pizza tots. They have pepperoni marinara and mozzarella on top of tater tots. Those were flying. This was in the line for the Creature Chaos
Yeah.
a house, and like they had two separate ordering stations. There was one before the line, but there was one in line also. Very smart.
Yeah. More marketing.
And those tots just flew. Like probably every third order their tots were going.
Do you think those syringes come from the Milton S. Hershey Medical Center?
Oh God, I hope not. That would not be good. But maybe.
Be affordable, maybe.
That's a good recycling program.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just make sure you wash them out really good.
Yeah.
They had other things. They had like a giant donut that was shaped like an eyeball. They had the king size shake.
Oh wait. That like churros. The churros.
They did. They had churros.
No park is complete without churros.
That were covered in caramel and chocolate, and they said they were like finger churros. You know.
Yeah.
But no, they focused on having exclusive stuff for this event to get you to at least stay for the event or come back and come back and come back and come back and come back. So I applaud their efforts. Like they really went through and thought of everything, including merch.
Yeah. Did you take a picture of me holding up the Dark Knight shirt?
I did not, but I did take pictures of a couple of the shirts.
Ooh.
Or at least screen grabs from the video. So they had a lot of stuff. They had just t-shirts and long sleeve t-shirts with Dark Knights. They had a couple what I'm going to call spirit jerseys, even though they're not real spirit jerseys, but they look enough like spirit jerseys that that's what they're supposed to look like. And then they also had merch for every single scare zone and every single haunted house. They had a t-shirt for all of those. They had socks, they had gloves, they had hats, they had shot glasses and mugs with all four of the haunted houses. They had a whole bunch of drinkware, magnets and stickers, and they had. Go ahead, Colt.
I feel out of the ordinary because I'm the only one without a hat.
Well, you didn't get a hat, nor did you want a hat. So.
I should have gotten a hat.
It's okay. But I will say their merch game was strong, and you could get everything at the Dark Nights Emporium, which was back by the entrance to Treatville, next to Chicky and Pete's, in front of Wild Mouse. For everybody, it's that building. There's like a burger shop next door.
Yeah,
Right
there's like a pizza shop like right
across
on the other side. Yeah.
Yep. But they did also have a lot of stuff in the main Hersheypark supply shop that you exit out of at the end of the night. So all of it was there. And honestly, I thought it was reasonably priced too. The t-shirt was $25 before season pass discount. So $25 for limited time t-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't feel like is out of insane or anything like that.
I was impressed by like the level of merch they went to for the first time this event's happening. We do have a question on the chat about I guess we saw that basically comparing it to KD or other haunts. I don't know if you want to cover that now or later.
So I will say that of the haunts that I've been to, and I've done a couple Cedar Fair ones, a couple Six Flags ones.
I actually went to him at one of the haunting things.
I say we've done the we did Busch Gardens a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Coming right out
Yeah,
of COVID.
there was this clown that scared me and Ronan.
Yes, that's why Ronan didn't join us this time.
Yeah.
But I would say if you want a whole park transformation, it didn't quite live up to that. But the houses were easily on par, if not better
Amazing.
than other regional ones.
Mhm.
Can definitely hold their own. And I think that they're just going to expand and we'll get a whole park, or at least a majority of the park that lives up to Howl-O-Scream or Haunt at the Cedar Fair parks.
The one thing I think KD, and I don't want to get us off topic here, but
You're good.
The one thing I want to say about KD, that the opportunity that they have is with the themed lands. I haven't been to Haunt at KD this year, but they have the Site X in the new Jungle X land.
Yes,
And I think that's a huge opportunity that I don't know if Hersheypark really can do anything similar to that.
and probably not, because while they're going through and they are updating like lands and it's more specifically rides, especially to be like candy themed as they redo them or put them in.
Yeah, like the Jolly Rancher remix.
Yep. There's not those areas like King's Dominion has, and that Jungle Expedition area itself was just so immersive and so well done from the jump. You know, they had Halloween in mind when they were creating it and crafting it, and I'm sure like I probably won't make it to King's Dominion this year, but I would love to see what they're doing there and then how they expand that as they expand the Jungle Expedition area.
I forgot about KD, and now I didn't, not entirely. It's actually the closest theme park to it's fair season, so I'm trying to get up to the fairs. But now I want to check out Site X for sure.
Yeah, that might be your Halloween.
Maybe we'll see if
assignment.
I can fit it in.
All right, so we have made it to the scare zones and the haunted houses. So
yes, this
we
is
just
the Midway
go ahead,
of Misery.
Midway of Misery.
It like there were like people walking around. There was this blue guy at the entrance first when we came there. There was fires shooting out at the top, and it was just, and there was this guy who like slid on his gloves, and it scared Dada and kind of me too. And it was filled with smoke and stuff.
Well, because he walked past me and then he came back.
Yeah.
I thought he was gone.
And later, and like at night, we were on the Music Express, and then we saw him do that to another person.
I will say, so they closed the whip because they used part of the whip as cue for for one of the houses.
I think it was the Twisted Darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
But Music Express was open, Lightning Racer was open. So to have those rides going with that fog just kind of filtering in, and the ambiance, the aesthetics of the scare zone, like that was really fun. So now that we've talked about Midway of Misery, I didn't include pictures of the other two scare zones, Colt. Why did I not include pictures of the other two scare zones?
Because they weren't that scary.
They weren't anything. They were nothing.
I mean, we saw at least people there, so we know that they at least put a little work into it. But still, not that much.
There were
that takes me back to your like scare meter, where I feel like Midway of Misery was kind of more towards the scary end, and the other two were like bleh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Darkstones, I was wanting to see like monsters running around and stuff, but there was just like these two people who were handing out cards of the monsters. That was still like okay.
Well, like the cars were cool because now you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
look for your monster
Colt-
in the haunted
Colt-
house. But
Colt, didn't you
Yeah.
say in your video cheap jump scares? Was there a lot of that, or
Yes, a lot of cheap jump scares.
But not in the
But they
scare
were
zone.
also not in the scare zones.
no?
Yeah, there weren't that much jumps. I mean, if you count the clown sliding as a jump scare, then yeah, that there was at least one.
Like
Cheap
Midway of
jumps.
Misery would pass for a scare zone in other regional parks, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it would be considered a weak scare zone at King's Dominion or Six Flags Great Adventure or something. Like it would be the one that you might be able to take the kids through because it was like they had fire shooting up from this archway. They had a stage show that you can see a little bit of in the video that's behind Colton, the blue guy here. So like this is definitely the one that they put the effort into. But like there weren't any like extra set pieces that had boo holes that people could jump out of in any of the scare zones.
So what's
you're
kind of
looking
the
at the
general
two
feeling
set pieces at all.
of all of them? Just a zone where they're running fog and just like creepy guys just kind of floating around in the fog and interacting with the crowd. Okay.
Yeah, that was most of Midway of Misery.
That was
and the other two were like the same or tamer or
much tamer.
They're much tamer. There weren't even that much scares.
Yeah, in the Valley of Fear, which is the one that I was most looking forward to because it's down by Trailblazer.
By the haunted coal mine.
Yeah, by the haunted coal mine. You've got that hill going down. I expected like people to be ready to jump out there, and there's the bridge going across the creek, and just nothing. It was
just one guy just walking with us
with like a coal miner hat. Yeah.
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 Did this blue guy try? Did he give you a card promoting Avatar 2? Or
listen,
no.
He said it'll be out in another 10 years.
Oh, good. That's when Tron's gonna open. Sorry, Andrew. You'll get to ride it one day.
One day.
One day.
I hope Project Max you get to go to a park soon. Until that day, you can like and subscribe to Park Rovers, and we'll take you to as many as we can.
Yeah,
we're doing our best. That's not a bad gig though. If you can hack it. All right. So now let's talk about where they did put the effort and the money and the time and all of that in.
Okay. So starting with Creature Chaos.
Yes, we'll go through all of the houses in strangely the order that we enjoyed them from least to most. Together,
there that one is.
Yeah, I see you're vaguely pointing to it. So Creature Chaos, we waited. Did we wait 45 minutes?
I think yeah, it was 45 minutes.
Ballpark. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We had there's really nothing going on in the line for any of these really. Like it'd be nice if scare actors were able to make their way through, but there's not room. This is set up in a where the pizza stand is.
Yeah.
But once we got
first year, I mean, it's you've got to just stick the queues where they can get them. So
yeah, I will say they did a really good job of putting queues where they could. Nothing seemed out of place or like in the way. Like they kept everything off and to the edges. Like they really thought about keeping paths open. Did a really good job with all of that. No complaints there. Creature Chaos, you're walking through Professor Darkstone's area lab.
Yeah, there was like he said like that the monsters were getting out of their cage at the like intro part. Oh yeah, the intro parts are also what I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
So this intro part of Creature Chaos was Professor Darkstone talking to you like about the monsters that he's captured in all these years, and then he notices that one of them escapes, and then he's like, "Don't let them get to you."
Bye-bye.
Bye. And he just doesn't let us leave from the way we came.
Right.
just like,
Well, no, because you have to
You.
move along.
Whoop.
But this was done, that was done in the amphitheater.
Yeah.
So he's up on the stage, he's got some crates and some cages, and you're
Yeah.
thinking, all right, cool. This is going to be really awesome. Like, I can't wait to see all of the different creatures that are going to cause chaos.
There was a few creatures that caused chaos.
There were.
Like, there was this Yeti, there was this, like, demon thing.
There were some dudes in plague masks, which I thought was highly appropriate.
Yeah.
Wait, so the queue for this or the actual
The
house
actual-
itself
The actual haunted thing.
was
The
in
house
the water amphitheater?
Not the water one, the other one, the one in front of like the Outlook food court.
Okay.
Hardly ever used anymore.
Yeah.
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 And then the path took you like up and in to the amphitheater and then back down and then along the creek there.
Okay.
So
yeah.
It was the one that they had the least amount of stuff.
Yeah. I bet it was also outside, so they couldn't like make enclosed walls and stuff.
True, it was
So-
the one that was. It was the only one that had
Outside.
any outside features, and it wasn't like 100%
I
outside,
mean,
but
no,
yeah.
no, the other one, the descent had a outside part.
Oh
that
yeah, I
was
guess right at the
away.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm staring at these wait times. Did
Uh-huh.
you guys have
Yeah.
fast track
Oh.
or
We did not.
No,
And were these wait times accurate, inaccurate?
I mean they were kind of accurate.
So I mean, descent. So I also we went the second weekend, and I read up on what was busy the first weekend. So that's why we got in line for descent first, because those were usually posted 90 to 120 minute waits.
Wow.
Yeah, haunted coal mine was usually 60 to 90, and then the other two were 45 to 60, 75. Creature chaos, we waited. I think that's pretty accurate. We got there. This was the third house we did. We probably waited about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a little after 7 when we got in line. We were definitely on our way to the next one by 8.
So I guess if you like rope drop like you all did, like then
Yep.
you don't necessarily need fast track. Is that what?
Yeah, I mean, if you know you're gonna stand in at least a half-hour line, grab a drink, grab some food, play heads up with people that you make friends with in line. We did that in one of them.
Yeah. In haunted coal mine.
Yeah, but it's also like they're playing music. There's fog, about. It's a good time.
Yeah.
No one was being ridiculous. No one was being rowdy. At least the night
Yeah.
we were there. Your mileage may differ, but I
Just
feel
wait
like
till
they.
I go.
I feel like they tried to get the wait times as accurate as they could, and that's
Yeah,
on a
because-
screen.
Yeah,
there was
because
one.
they had to change them manually.
Yeah, there was one they had to change. Was it Haunted Coal Mine had the manual ones?
No, I think it was all of them. If you
Well, those-
see
That picture
Well-
right there, they look like magnet squares on.
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Oh
next
yeah,
to
yeah,
them.
yeah.
yeah, all
That's
of them were
Yeah.
of them were manual. So they tried their best to have the wait times as accurate as possible.
That's still
Just
pretty
by
good. They do
looking
that.
At it. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the app during Dark Nights, they have the wait times posted there too. So
Yeah.
you can
So
use
you
that
can
to make
so
some kind
if
of
you're
guess.
at the other side after doing one of the haunted houses, you can see which one you want to do next
Mhm.
by not going to one of the signs and just looking oh, that one.
Yeah, they integrated everything into the app pretty well with the food and where to get your HP Go wristband, which you need to scan to get into the haunted houses. All of that's in a Dark Knight section on the app.
Okay.
So yeah, no, that really and truly, I know that there were hiccups the first weekend, but it really looks like they thought through everything ? like there wasn't anything that I was like, oh, they really didn't think about this here. They really overlooked that there. Like they had everything set and ready to go. Like people came. Like it was busy, but they handled it as well as they
Pretty
could.
well.
Yeah. So Creature Chaos was our least favorite house. It was still fun.
Yeah, I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Average time from time you stepped foot into the house to exit. What would you say for this one?
This one was
like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 7 minutes. Yep.
Okay.
So,
and was that moving, but like a decent pace, like quickly,
Yeah.
oh
slowly?
yeah, like
Decent.
so they didn't conga line you through. Like you had a group, and it was probably a group of 12-ish ballpark.
No, I think like 6 to 10.
For this one, I think it was bigger. A couple of the others were smaller. Yes.
I mean, I asked because there's so many different ways that
Exactly.
in my years that haunted houses have been set up. Sometimes, like you said, they conga line you through. Sometimes they break you up into small groups and let a group go, and then wait 5 or 10 minutes, let another group go. So, just trying to kind of get a feel for
for all of these, like they did a really good job of merging your fast track with your weights. It was about 50-50, honestly. And they have the fast track priced appropriately so that like that wasn't getting all backed up really anywhere I saw.
Like there wasn't lots of people in fast track. That fast track didn't even matter at that point.
Okay.
Exactly. But no, like and it was about a 50-50 split, and then that group went across the bridge and down into the amphitheater, and then from there you could kind of stay with your group, but like if you hung back a little bit, like no one was gonna like push you through. You could just kind of fall into the next group. And
every single one.
Of course we did.
That's the only way to do it.
I don't know if that was necessarily the plan, but that was what ended up happening.
We led every single one. Okay. The Descent.
So this is the first one we did.
Yes.
And your second favorite.
Yes.
Third favorite.
Third favorite.
Oh,
we're going in reverse order.
You're going in reverse order. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. I gotcha.
Oh.
Second one you did the third favorite.
Yes.
This intro was about this guy who said if you looked in these like glass things, then you would see the future and something.
And so then this woman pops out and she puts on the glasses thing that you can see
but
here.
She breaks it off, so she takes half and like somehow glues it to her face.
Yeah. And then you have to chase her through the tunnels underneath Hersheypark. Did you know there were tunnels under Hersheypark? I didn't know.
No.
Tunnels
under
Hersheypark, but apparently there are.
And they had like somehow they made it so the glass broke and half the like thing was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they did that in like one swift move. I
know it was pretty slick. Whatever company if they outsource this or not, I believe I heard they did. They've got some tricks up their sleeve. So the problem I had with this one, and I wish we would have done this again, was this is the first one we did. It was still decently light out at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I don't think my eyes had adjusted enough to the darkness. So I think I missed. Okay, like a lot of rooms just seemed to me to be like dark rooms, and I don't know if I necessarily got the sewer tunnels under Hershey.
Let's back up. Where in this
it looks like sewers.
Specific house, where are we? Like, what part of the park are you in? Like, where is it?
So the tent behind Laugh Track had two houses in it. This is the one that you basically got in the old slide queue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you went in that side of the house, and then the other side of the house was you entered the line. Yeah, you entered the line at the whip, and that was Twisted Darkness. Yeah. Then you went behind Laugh Track and came in the other half of that building.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool to see like the background of Hershey. Like just
Colt's never worked in a park. He doesn't know the behind the scenes stuff.
Well, one of these days, maybe we can see those tunnels.
Yeah, right.
I want to see the Oompa Loompas making the chocolate.
They've got another puzzle for you, Andrew.
What are we doing with Wildcat? All right. So like this was fun. There were some good scares. Definitely a couple like you had the water, you heard the water dripping, but you never like actually like got wet, but you went through some misty stuff.
yeah.
This was cool, but again, like this this woman popped out a couple times.
Yeah, like there was this hallway where me and Dada just saw her, but then it still jump scared us.
Because there was somebody else over there.
Yeah, and then that changed our focus. So then, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong.
It had you focused on one thing when it was an other thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really liked about this one.
It was leaps and bounds better than Creature Chaos. Like, it was definitely, like, they were 3 very, very, very good houses. And then Creature Chaos was also there.
Yeah, Creature Chaos was, like, the little, like, stepping stone.
I agree.
For all of the others.
I agree. So, The Descent was good. You gave Creature Chaos a 6 out of 10, Colt. What would you give The Descent?
I would give it, like, not overly good, just like a 7.
Okay. I'd give it a little higher than that, but cool. Any questions about The Descent?
No.
Awesome.
Again, maybe one of these days you'll show us around those tunnels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we got somewhere.
Where they move all their trash and take breaks and stuff.
Okay.
I think you're thinking of another park, Micah.
Oh, sorry.
We're at Hershey, not whatever other park you were talking about.
All right. On the other side of Laugh Track from The Descent was
Twisted Darkness.
Yes, this was the carnival themed haunted house.
I thought I'd see more clowns than I did.
I know, like, very few clowns. I think there was only one clownish, and he wasn't even really a true clown, I would say.
Yeah.
I wonder if they toned the clowns down, because people get really like when they see clowns, they get really like freaked out, you know?
Yeah, I'm not a big clown fan, so like I get it.
So
they're weird. All right, Colt, give us the intro to this one.
The intro was this card, the tarot card teller.
Tarot card
teller, and she was, and she brought you to this like magical carnival.
Yep.
And it wasn't much of an intro than just like where you had to start off in this mess.
But then
Still,
I think each of the rooms of this house
were good.
Were really well done, because you had like a circus area.
And then there was the monkey room.
I knew you were going to bring up the monkey room next. So we're going to go spoilers. If you don't want spoilers,
just click off the video for like another 2 minutes.
No, see, we just lost somebody. I was like, no, don't leave.
Oh, shoot.
It's okay. No, but
they'll come back in 2 minutes.
Sure, they will. It had two walls with human size, like
mannequins.
You know the monkey from Toy Story 3 that played the cymbals to alert people, to alert the toys. It had a whole bunch of those, and so you walk into this room and you go, I know one of those mother truckers is going to jump out at me, and you just don't know which one.
It was like the second.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I am
to the right.
I am convinced that there was more than one human in that room. So, but that was a great scare. Like this house did really well at setting up that anticipation of, you're going to get scared by something in this room, you just don't know what it is, because there were about 4 or 5 rooms that were like this. I will say, Micah, this was probably the shortest house.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I think
also
this one was
but also more in-depth house.
in depth. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, each room was really, really good, and so I was okay with this being like a 4 or 5 minute house.
Okay.
But yeah, this was definitely one of the quickest ones.
This one was next to the last one you went to by Laugh Track. Were
Yep.
they both indoors?
Yep,
Yes.
fully indoors.
And they were in like buildings
Except
that
the
were already
last
there,
part of the
or
descent.
did they set up tents?
So
Tents.
it's like a permanent tent, because I've seen like we've met Christmas characters there.
Okay.
So I know it's probably one that they can put up and take down fairly easily, but it looks and feels very permanent. Like if you're looking at Laugh Track, it's to the left, and it's been there as long as I've been going to Hershey. So but yeah, this was on one half, and the descent was on the other half, and they may have both been about 5 minutes, but this one definitely felt quicker. So I don't know if there were there were more rooms here. And less,
makes you wonder if they knew they had that space, and they were like, well, for our first go at this, let's find this space we already have and make use of it and see how it goes. And if it was as good as you say it is, then what's to say that they don't take that the descent space and the Twisted Darkness space next year and maybe condense them into one and make it one really long one. I mean,
and they very well could.
5 minutes is good, but of course, me, I want more, longer. But
right.
I mean, I'm if it's this good, I'll be happy with it. And I say that because I'm going on the 22nd, and I'm really looking forward to it. So
awesome. No, I definitely think that they definitely looked at the places they had and went, okay, we can go here, we can go here, we can go here.
Yeah, because those were the places that weren't like that much used.
Yeah, and the way they did the last one we're going to talk about, because they put it in a catering area, and if I didn't know that it was a catering area, I wouldn't know that it was a catering area, because they did such a good job with it.
Well, I know where you're going with this, and I actually saw it back in the summer, and I was like, because that's my daughter's favorite roller coaster, and we were down there, and I was like, well, that must be where one of the haunted houses is going, because why else would they be screwing plywood and drywall and stuff into a catering pavilion?
But they did.
Oh yeah.
So walking out, when Colton and I were talking about this, we both very quickly realized that Haunted Coal Mine was gonna be our favorite, and was our favorite house of this event easily. Cool. What's our intro for Haunted Coal Mine?
So first of all, it's like before you even get to the intro, like after they put you in a group, you're like in this place that has beds everywhere, and like there was like a holder thing like in front of you, and my dad had to check if there was anybody behind it.
But yeah, but so then once you get out of the barracks, you have to get into the elevator to go down into the coal mine.
Yeah, and they actually did an amazing job. So first of all, it actually it has lights everywhere, so it feels like you're actually going down.
If you've ridden Gringotts at Universal Studios, very similar. Obviously not quite to the detail level, but a similar idea.
Yeah, and then you've got where they open up the thing. I don't know how they did this, but it pops you in a whole new area with the same door.
You go back out the door you came in, and you are now in the coal mine.
Wow.
So yeah, like so again, we were the last people in that group to like get into the elevator room, and I was like, oh good, hey, we can just kind of blend into the middle of everything. And then
For
they're like,
some
all right,
reason,
now go back, now enjoy your time. And the same dang door opens up. I'm like, no, we're leading the dang thing again. I didn't want to lead the dang thing again.
and
I
then
was like so
and
frustrated.
and then in the like middle part of it, there was like this closing wall
Mhm.
that was, and then after the closing wall, we led again.
Yeah, we kept leading. But this one had easily the best set pieces. There was like a crystal wall
Yeah,
that just started to like
And
break
there
and
was,
shatter.
yeah, and there was like a hole to nowhere.
Yeah, there were shafts in the floor that you could peer into and just see down forever into the abyss. Along with really good jump scares, like
Yeah, like people shaking cans full of money
mhm.
or gold.
Yeah, like this seemed like the one that they put the most time and money in, most likely. But I
Yeah,
think it was worth it. This would stand up to easily any regional parks haunted houses, and possibly give Horror Nights, like it'd be an okay Horror Nights house, I would guess, too. So it was
I'm excited.
really good, like really really good.
yeah.
And
This
what would you say, like the length on this one was?
This was probably about 8 minutes.
And was
Yeah.
it obviously knowing the like that catering pavilion down next to Trailblazer? Is it just kind of in there, or does it branch out anywhere else that you could mentally picture?
So I am 99.9% sure that it just takes up that catering area. The
Yeah.
the queue takes up maybe
was
a quarter
big.
of like a quarter of the front, maybe a little less than that. They also have room over by Trailblazer for extended queue, but we didn't have to wait over there. But yeah, like it in my mind, and seeing it during the day and seeing it, at night, it's just that pavilion. I'm pretty
Wow.
sure. Yeah, and so it was a lot of hallways, and I know we were snaking back and forth, but every single area had something important
Yeah.
in it. It wasn't just a hallway to get to here to get to here.
Yeah.
So I like this one. Like, take this and expand on this. This was
good,
great.
and make like the others as detailed as this one.
Yeah.
And now all we can hope is that someone from Hershey Parks and Entertainment is watching this and takes your advice, because this. I'm excited. I'm like I said, I'm going in 2 weeks. And just a quick sidestep here, I see we had a commenter, Rose Lane, which is better, Fast Pass or Rope Drop. I've actually pre-purchased on kind of Dustin's advice. We pre-purchased Fast Track just because it's our first time and only time going, and we want to make sure that we get into everything and be able to do it that night. So
we still had a good time with without Fast Track, but I would really recommend Fast Track because they do take a while.
And who knows, we may go more than once into some of these houses.
We couldn't do all of them for once.
So if we wanted to do them all again, we would definitely need Fast Track.
Yeah.
For sure. But even after we did all the haunted houses, we rode a Music Express, and we went shopping at the Emporium, and we did
Reese's.
We did Reese's Cup Fusion, which was a 45-minute wait. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, no, and Dark Nights is open an hour past the park. So the park closed at 10, and Dark Nights houses were still letting you get in line up until 11. So you've got there were 5 hours of Dark Nights time. So as long as you are in a line, a half hour before rope drop, or if at 5:30 you're in a line, you can easily get through all 4, and then
and then have some time
probably
for
go
rides.
through a couple more, if not all 4 more again.
Dustin,
if you
did you
have
ride
fast-
Sky Rush?
I did
Was
not
it
ride
open?
Sky Rush. It was open. I didn't ride Sky Rush.
No.
Because
I
it was
lo-
just him
I
and
love Sky Rush. I'm sorry.
I know you do.
But
That's why I asked.
this was a Colt night, so we were
Yeah.
doing Colt
That's okay.
stuff. And Colt's
If
not
I was
not
there
a
with
coaster
my
guy.
daughter and it was a Mia night, we wouldn't be on Sky Rush either. But
Yeah.
it's still begs the question.
I looked at it, and during the day it had about an hour line, and at night it would have been about a 15-20 minute wait, but I will get on Sky Rush another time.
We had Eddie
it's not
Taman
gonna-
join us, by the way.
Hi, Eddie Taman.
Our he's the haunt expert, I think, out of all of us.
Nice.
Well,
He's
good.
a-
You'll have to
one
catch
of
the replay.
One of the Boo Bros. So if you want to go subscribe to his channel, and you can see a lot of videos from Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Halloween Horror Nights, of course, and then Katie. But yeah, thanks for joining, Eddie.
Thank you. Cole, what did you think? So I know you were so excited for this night. Seriously, it's all right. It's all we heard about for months. She's nodding. Yes. Okay. So, Colt, did it live up to all of your expectations as your first real haunt experience at 10 years old?
It lived up to my expectations as their first time actually doing a scary thing. I didn't expect it to be like Universal Horror Nights,
Right.
but I did. It was good for their first time.
I agree. I think for their first go around, they really hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
There are obviously things they can improve on.
Yeah, like making the Dark Stones Hollow better.
Make the scare zone scary, please.
Yeah.
Listen to our words, Hersheypark.
Make them scary. It's okay.
Make them scary. Kids can still walk over there. If they see a kid, they won't frighten them.
Well,
Actually, aren't there bands that you can put on that?
There were no Boo necklaces. Yep, that's a good thing to point out.
Necklaces.
And really, aside from Music Express and Lightning Racer, you could access every ride in the park without going through a scare zone. And they made sure to point that out. So, yes, I think that's wonderful and great. But also, it will be you will be okay if you say, "Hey," other parks have been doing it for years. We get scary at 6. We get scary at 7. Life will be okay. There's still plenty of places to go that aren't scary, especially if you stay towards the front of the park and you stay kind of up and don't go down into the hollow or the valley. Or if you've been to Hersheypark, you know where those places are.
Yeah.
So as long as you
based
stay
on what you
up,
guys are saying, as far as the being able to bypass the scary areas, it can still be a really fun family, event, and still be able to mix in that scariness as well if you want to go get into that stuff. So
yes. So they've got those areas kind of marked off at this point. Now I'm gonna say actually make them scary.
And you can go through the scare zones with just a regular ticket, right? You don't need to.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the only thing the only thing you need a Dark Nights ticket for is the 4 haunted houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you can still buy all the food, buy all the drinks, go through all the scare zones, just on your regular Hersheypark admission. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I only have one problem, and that's the sign on the left. Now I keep thinking it's 2011 instead of 2022.
Okay.
God, I didn't even notice that.
Fair. That is next year it'll be 2023. So
actually, Andrew, that could really read like 1011.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, it should be 1011, but
and that is Andrew's one critique of Dark Nights. The 2022 is not.
And you know that's the one thing they'll change.
The twos look
Yeah.
like ones.
Everything will be the same.
They do.
They'll listen to me and not yell.
Dark Nights just as scary with a new font.
Dark Nights,
they'll-
1013.
They'll make it less scary and just change the font.
No,
Put all of their money in the font.
Yeah, I need the syringes back as well. That's it. Those are my
Gotta
requirements.
reuse those, okay?
I think it was a great night, and I had a great day with Colt, and I'm really happy for the future of Hersheypark, especially with these events going forward.
That's
So.
exciting. I mean, that's I used to purvey Halloween Horror Nights back in the early 2000s when we lived in that area, and you know when you talk about theme parks doing haunted attractions, they're kind of the benchmark to set.
Absolutely.
And I've gone to a couple Six Flags, and the Six Flags ones were good, and I'm really excited about. We're going to Dark Nights in 2 weeks, and I'm really excited. I've already my brother-in-law and his wife are coming with us, and we gave them our season pass summer tickets because they extended them out to the end of the season. And we bought the Dark Nights tickets, and we also bought the fast track just because, like I said earlier, we wanted to make sure that we got through everything on a bridge. Because I said, if you pay the money, $35, because I was a dummy and didn't get on the early bird season pass. What was it?
$10, Micah. $10.
Oh my God! Was it for any night? And
It was. You had to pick your night, but every night that I looked at was $10.
I saw the email and I was like, okay, we'll get to it. And then by the time I got around to it, I was like, well, that's done. And now $35 people.
I still don't think you're going to be upset at the $35. Like I truly don't.
We won't be. Well, listen, and this goes back to my Horror Nights days. When you go into Horror Nights, like people go to Horror Nights for the haunted houses, but you go for the drinking and for the bars and for the food and for the nonsense and the stuff. And if they've got all that intertwined, and I think we'll have a good night. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I mean, it sounded like it was really fun, and I really enjoyed watching your video, and my kids did too. So
it was a great night. We had a lot of fun. For sure.
Yeah, I love the overview, especially since I'm not going to be able to make it to this event, unfortunately. Hopefully, I'll be back at Hersheypark next year. It's just a little challenging for me to get to, but thank you. Yeah, the video was great, so thanks for putting that together.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And Colt, thanks for staying up. Now you need to get to bed. It is a school night.
I know.
Let's go.
I'm tired.
I bet you are.
Well, on that note, I think that about does it for this Park Rovers
you don't
Live.
need to leave. Like we're done. You can stay with us for the wrap up.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up here.
No, he's going to bed.
He's legit going to bed now.
No, I can wait for a minute.
Thanks for everyone watching on the replay. Anyone that popped in while we were live. Thanks for joining for another Park Rovers Live.
Yes.
And y'all are we supposed to hold up our drinks?
We are.
I have my drink right here.
I'm only drinking out of a Trogs
It's
mug.
water. It's
Trogs
water.
right there.
Yes.
Water.
Hey,
Here we go.
Blinken's
Cheers.
drinking.
Hey, cheers,
All
guys.
right. Cheers, guys. We will see you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye.
See you.